Yeah, we're a weird thing, you know, and I've often wondered whether or not our ultimate goal is to give birth to some new thing, and that's why we're so obsessed with technology. And it almost seems like it's built into us. It's so deep-seated in us. And it can cause so many unnecessary conflicts for no reason. It's so escapable too. So if you can objectively analyze the way human beings behave and interact with each other and go, well, why do we do this? Let's just stop doing that. One of the things that I've been thinking about a lot over the last few years is that one of the things that drives a lot of people crazy is how many people are obsessed with materialism and getting the latest, greatest thing when they start thinking, like, why am I living like this? Like, what if I really do only have 50 years to live? Why am I living these 50 years in some really unproductive way that's not satisfying at all? Because I just want a bigger house? Like, what is it? Do I want a faster car? A lot of it is most certainly fueling technology and innovation. It makes sense. And the thinking of it as thinking of corporations and just thinking of just human beings communicating online through these social media networks as some sort of an organism it's a cyborg. It's a combination. It's a combination of electronics and biology.
Yeah.
It's certainly enhancing our lives in a certain way, but ultimately, is it making people happier right now? Most technology, I would say no. What's the end goal, too? Like, what are you trying to accomplish with your life, with your existence, with your time? In the future, it'll be moving so fast you can't see it without a strobe light. We're a part of a system that we didn't agree to it. We just all of a sudden found ourselves in it, and we're trying to make it fit us. It's like what we like and what we want. That we're fueling this thing that's constantly around us all the time. And it doesn't seem possible that people are going to pump the brakes. It doesn't seem possible at this stage where we're constantly expecting the newest cell phone, the latest Tesla update, the newest MacBook Pro. Everything has to be newer and better. If you're just about acquiring wealth and money, some people they're going to be very deeply unhappy. And it's going to be this weird game of acquiring influence and power till you just have this insurmountable mound of money that you live on top of, right? And it seems like it's built into us. It almost seems like it's an instinct that we're working towards this, that we like it. Mm-hmm. That our job, just like the ants build the anthill. Talking about AI, I realized, like, oh, well, this is a genie that once it's out of the bottle, you're never getting it back in. And no one's really paying attention too much, and it will be able to improve itself.
Yes.
That's where it gets spooky, right? The idea that it can do thousands of years of innovation very, very quickly. When people hear about something like AI, it's almost abstract. It's almost like it's so hard to wrap your head around it. By the time it already happens, it'll be too late. And then we'll be just ridiculous.
Ridiculous.
We will be like this ridiculous biological thing trying to stop the gods. And then we're going to wonder, like, why are we here? What are we doing? I mean, it's unquestionable that one day that'll be the case, as long as we keep going. I think the real concern is AI is going to rationally analyze our behavior and our reliance on emotions and all these human reward systems that we have built in, the way it's affecting our society and the way it's affecting how we govern ourselves and how we behave amongst ourselves. Well, we know better because we've advanced. But if we hadn't, we'd be like, man, I don't want to live in a house. I like the chimp ways, bro. Chimp ways to go. This is it, man. Chimp life. It's the only
Chimp life.
It's the only life I know. But we, in a way, to the AI, might be like those chimps. Maybe this is one of those things. Maybe we should realize that you can't hit the switch on something that's going to be able to think for itself and make up its own mind as to whether or not it wants to survive or not, and whether or not it thinks you're a threat. And whether or not it thinks you're useless. Like, why do I keep this dumb, finite life form alive? Why keep this thing around? They might go, why are they doing this? It might look at our politics, look at what we do in terms of our food system, what kind of food we force down each other's throats. And they might go, these people are crazy. They don't even look out for themselves. They're so that whatever genius they have is wasted on this nonsensical existence. Why would I keep this stupid thing alive? Because sometimes it makes good music. Sometimes it makes great movies. Sometimes it makes beautiful art. And sometimes it's cool to hang out with. Like, we're crazy. We got torpedoes and submarines and airplanes that drop nuclear bombs indiscriminately on cities. We're for anything objective, standing outside, like, oh, this is definitely a flawed system. Well, I mean, how ingrained and how connected and interconnected is this technology going to be in our life? I know that it's probably something that the government's supposed to handle, but it seems like I don't want the government to handle this. You're not supposed to do certain things that could be terribly damaging, even though they'd be profitable. Maybe companies could agree. Maybe there could be some sort of we have agreements where you're not supposed to dump toxic waste into the ocean. What's the next one? Like, where is it? Is it going to be augmented? Is some sort of a weird augmented or virtual sort of Instagram type situation? My concern is not so much what Instagram is that I didn't think that people had the need for this or the expectation for some sort of technology that allows them to constantly get love and adulation from strangers and comments and this ability to project this sort of distorted version of who you really are. But I worry about where it goes. A lot of people didn't see Twitter coming, that communicate with 140 characters or 280 now would be a thing that people would be interested in. When you're thinking about Instagram, because what essentially Instagram is with a lot of people is you're giving them the opportunity to be their own PR agent, and they always go towards the glamorous, and then they're feeding off that comment section. Ooh, just a little sitting there like it's a fresh stream of love. And when anybody does show, hashtag no filter, they look good anyway. You look great. What are you doing? Oh my God, you don't have makeup on. You still look hot as You know what you're doing. I know what you're doing too. You're not going to want to live in this real world. You're going to want to interface with this sort of world that you've created through your social media page. Some next level thing. It's possible that a simulation is one day going to be inevitable, that we're going to have something that's indistinguishable from regular reality or transcendence from whatever we are now into something that doesn't worry about death. It seems like people are like longing towards some weird log cabin type nostalgia.
Sure. Reality.
Yeah, like holding on, like clinging, just dragging their nails through the mud, like don't take me yet. Maybe that's why everybody's like into like mason jars and
mason jars,
suede shoes, because of our ability to express ourselves instantaneously to each other through Facebook or Twitter or what have you. We could be here now on our way to the road or on our way to the destination where this can never happen again, where we are completely ingrained in some sort of an artificial technology or some sort of... symbiotic relationship with the internet or the next level of sharing information, almost like punch a hole through what is this thing into what it wants it to be. As long as nothing interrupts us, and if we start from scratch and we're single-celled organisms all over again, and then millions and millions of years later we become the next thing that is us, with creativity and the ability to change its environment. It's going to keep monkeying with things until it figures out a way to change reality, and that's going to lead to some incredible point. Like, it's going to excel, it's going to become more connected to us, right? And create new things. And then those new things will intersect with other people's new things. And then it'll be this ultimate pathway of infinite ideas and expression, all through technology. But it seems like the general trend of social awareness seems to be much more heightened now than has ever been in any other time in history. And that the trend is to abandon preconceived notions, abandon prejudice, abandon discrimination, and promote kindness and happiness as much as possible. I think there's a movement to that. I mean, in terms of like a social movement, I think some of it's misguided and some of it's exaggerated, and there's a lot of people that are fighting for their side out there. But those are also people that are short-sighted. Like, you want to make as many people your ally as you can. You want to make as many people your friend as you can. And you have to understand that there's some people that are just wired different than you.